Hello, I am Ashley LaRoche from the Animal Hospital of Statesville, one of our doctors, and I am here to talk about a really cool subject, puppy nutrition. I was told I only have 5 minutes or less. I'll try my best. So, what are nutritional requirements for puppy food? Pretty much the same as all dogs: vitamins, minerals, fat, protein, carbohydrates, and water. However, puppies need a little bit more of some of those because they're in a very rapid metabolism time of their life. They're growing very fast. So a lot of questions people ask: does my puppy need any type of vitamin supplement or nutritional supplement? If you are feeding good quality balanced dog food, no, they do not, and it's not recommended because we can actually imbalance them. So before you consider giving your puppy anything, make sure you reach out to one of your veterinarians. Can you make puppy food yourself? That is extremely difficult. I wouldn't even try that task. So just if you get a balanced puppy food, there are veterinary nutritionists that balance it for you. Those foods are formulated so they have everything your puppy needs to have a great start in life and to have a great growth rate and a long, healthy life. So if I have an owner that's really insistent in cooking for their dog, I talk to them about having it balanced by veterinary nutritionists, and we can talk to you about various sites and organizations that can do that for you. So honestly, I don't recommend it. It would be a conversation to have with your veterinarian. So should my puppy be fed grain-free? Well, dogs are actually omnivorous, so they eat meat as well as vegetable matter, things like that. So it's really not necessary that they be fed grain-free. So unless they have some sort of food allergy that we've documented where we feel like the grains are not a good thing to have in their diet. But no, they don't necessarily need to be fed grain-free. Can you free feed your puppy? That depends on the size of your puppy a lot of times. Some of the little toy breeds, you can certainly free feed them. They have a really active metabolism and they can eat little bits throughout the day. Unfortunately, like large dogs will sometimes way overeat if you free feed them. So I recommend time feeding those dogs 2 to 3 times a day, maybe, depending on your schedule, depending on your puppy. We want to feed for a lean body weight. So you don't want an overweight puppy. It's really hard to get that weight off later on. Also, we may select for more joint diseases and things like that if we overfeed our puppies because they tend to grow a little faster sometimes. So how often should you feed your puppy? 2 to 3 times a day, I think, is adequate. Some of the toy breeds may need snacks a little bit more often. So I think that's pretty reasonable. Can you feed your puppy a raw diet? Definitely not. There are actually enzymes in some of the raw foods that can be harmful to the puppy, not to mention foodborne pathogens like salmonella and things like that your puppy can get just like you can. So no, all food for your puppy should be cooked. Can you give your puppy eggs? You really don't need to, and I feel like giving a lot of those table foods sometimes increases the puppy's selectivity. They become kind of picky eaters, things like that. So I really don't recommend it. Also, if you're going to insist on feeding eggs, make sure they're cooked, please. Can your puppy eat human food? They can eat some human foods. Grapes, raisins, macadamia nuts are pretty much off the table. Those can be toxic, but really they don't need human food. Your puppy chow is balanced for what your puppy needs, and I think it fosters more pickiness or more picky puppy, basically, so I don't recommend it. An occasional little snack of a carrot or something like that is not going to hurt your puppy, though. Can you feed your puppy milk? A lot of owners ask that. Actually, that can give a lot of dogs and cats as well diarrhea. There's a lot of lactose in it. And sometimes they don't tolerate it very well. So they really don't need the milk once they're weaned, and it's just really not necessary. So Water, very important in your puppy's diet. Puppies should have access to water 24/7. So very, very important. Don't withhold water from your puppy. I know house training can be a bit of a challenge sometimes, but that's probably not the way to go about it. So large breed puppy food. The large giant breeds tend to grow until they're 18 to 24 months. So they formulated large breed puppy foods because their nutritional needs are a little bit different because of that. We need kind of a slow metered growth to their target body weight, which in some dogs, anywhere from 150 to 225 pounds, depending on the breed. And we want that process to happen very slowly. So the large breed puppy formulas have just a little different nutritional content, a little bit less of fats, proteins, things like that, to ensure a little bit slower, more metered growth. So those are kind of some important things that we can do for the large breed puppies for sure. And the large breed puppies, if you're feeding a good quality diet, do not need supplementation as well. So breed specific foods, there are some out there. Nutritionally, they're pretty much the same unless you're feeding a large breed puppy as some of the non-specific foods. A lot of times it's a matter of the type of kibble that's in them, the shapes, things like that, the sizes, to make it easier for certain breeds to eat, to ensure like good mastication and chewing and things like that. So it's usually like the physical form of the food more than anything, and as long as it's a good quality diet, I think it's fine. So how can you tell if your puppy's eating too much? Put your hands on your puppy. You should be able to easily feel your puppy's ribs. If you can't feel your puppy's ribs, your puppy might be eating a little too much and you may need to cut your puppy back a little bit. While we're going through puppy series wellness visits, we're always assessing that body condition, we call it, just to make sure that we don't have an over or under conditioned puppy. We want kind of a lean body growth as they grow. So just picking your puppy up, feeling its body condition every day, and you can adjust feeding based on that. And if you're having any trouble at all with that, please ask one of us. So should you use a plastic or metal food bowl? I think that's an individual preference. There's crockeries, things like that out there. Some puppies have preferences, some dogs have preferences, some owners have preferences, as long as they're not getting dermatitis around their chin or something like that, which is kind of skin inflammation. I think any of them are fine. So I have a preference for crockery. It's just easier for me to clean and deal with, but everybody has their kind of opinions and preferences. So can your puppy have treats? Yes. Oftentimes we're doing lots of training, so we need treats to help us with training for positive reinforcement on our food motivated puppies. Just try you can use your dog food as treats as well, the puppy's food. Just trying to make sure if we're using outside treats other than the puppy's food, just to make sure most of the diet is actually puppy chow and not just treats. So, and if you think you're kind of getting close to having more than 5 or 10% of your puppy's diet being treats, maybe we want to use some of the puppy chow as a treat. Some puppies are fine with that, or most puppies are probably fine with that actually. And I think my time is done.